Hey, good morning. I'm showing 0700. We'll get started with today's operational briefing for August 2nd, 2021 for the Dixie incident. My name is Chris Kerr, the Plan Section Chief for IMT1. If you can please do me a favor, silence all electronics, turn down your radios, keep any side conversations outside of the briefing area so everybody gets a good briefing. We'll get started with the incident situation update.
Good morning, Josh Campbell, Night Ops for Team 1. Okay, so the troops got in there last night and trying to gain some more ground on this thing, black line on the map, and they're doing a good job. And Division Alpha continue to work up the 70 corridor, up the Caribou Canyon area. That's giving them the most fits, so that's where they were working in there yesterday, helping our folks from the east zone. Division Bravo and Charlie looking really good. Division Echo had some hot spots in there yesterday that they continue to work, and they're going to work that today. Division Foxtrot, same kind of thing. They got some heat on the line. They're trying to gain depth, and that's what they were doing yesterday in there as well. Division Golf, Ida, Juliet, and Lima, all looking well. They're getting that depth that they're looking for in there, and they're going to continue to do that throughout the day. Division Mike, that was a problem area yesterday where they were having the most problem. They're trying to figure out where they can get out there, put a dozer line across to the zone break there, and try to help our counterparts out in Division November and Oscar. So make it a safe shift in the report.
Thank you. Moving on to the incident objective, starting with the management objectives. Utilize the risk management process to identify and mitigate hazards to protect firefighters and the public. Emphasize strategies and tactics that have the highest probability of success and the least exposure to firefighters and the public. Develop strategies to protect life, property, communities, businesses, and infrastructure. Employ tactics that fulfill these strategies while being mindful of the necessity for contingency and emergency plans. Ensure strategies account for incident priorities, applying resources to those with the highest consequences first. Follow COVID-19 CDC and establish local, state, and federal guidance to limit the virus spread within the incident, the surrounding communities within the fire area. Provide timely and continuous incident information to affected agency partners, cooperators, California Team 2, as well as the public. And maintain fiscal accountability and keeping costs commensurate with values at risk. Control objectives. Keep the fire north of the fire perimeter and Highway 162 and the junction of Highway 70. Keep the fire south of Highway 36 and 89. Keep the fire east of Highway 32. And keep the fire west of Genesee Road and Grizzly Ridge to Highway 70. Fire weather.
All right. Good morning, Ryan Walburn, National Weather Service. So like I said yesterday, we're always looking for changes in fire weather, what's different. And really today is one of those situations where it's persistent. Don't expect much change from what was observed yesterday. What that means is the afternoon up canyons will be a southwesterly direction, adverse if you're up in Mike, but at your back for the lower divisions and branches. Humidities this morning only recovered to the upper 20s to mid 30s, so of course we're starting out dry. Unlike previous days where we had the chance of afternoon thunderstorms, that threat is gone, so that means lower humidity out there. In terms of your temperatures, upper 80s under the smoke with mid 90s on the lower elevations. So when all is said and done, it's seasonal fire weather conditions. Take advantage of it. We've got about two more days, and then Wednesdays we look for a change in the weather. So to put a little motivation behind everybody, just take advantage of the weather while we got it on our side. Thanks.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, John Cook, Fire Behavior. We've been talking about all the increased spotting activity, smokers, things like that the last couple of days, and you've seen those picking up. We've heard reports of them all through all the different branches and even all the way on the other side. So, and then, as well as the fire on the east side. So, the biggest thing on the forecast I want you all to pay attention to is that first line under my general comment is that this is the highest fire danger we've had since July 21st. That's 10 days ago. The fuel moisture has gotten lower today than it's been since over 10 days ago, which is when this fire had its most activity. That doesn't mean that this fire is going to be active today, but it means that the conditions here and all around the fire are as dry and as bad as they were back when we had the really bad growth. So, we've been enjoying, a pretty inactive period, but, weather told you things are drying. We got about a 3-day window here where things are going to keep getting drier and windier. So just start setting your mind right now how it's going to be. You look down at those 1-hour fuel moistures, 3%. We've not had 3% forecasted fine fuel. That means all the little dead stuff. is not been this dry in those 10 days. So it's definitely a change in what we've been looking at. So really focus on what has a potential to smolder, spot, flare up, anything near those lines, up the slope a little bit, because when we do have some winds increasing later this week, those are the things that are going to be the problem. So that's the focus for today. Have a good shift.
Operational work assignments.
Good morning, Merrick Fields, Operations for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1. We've got basically 2 days before we start to get really wind tested on this thing. So for the next couple of days, we need to get in there and get a lot of hard work done. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, we're still in that patrol status, but we still need to be getting in there around all those structures in that Highway 70 corridor and the infrastructure in there, making sure everything is good and secure around all of those. Moving up into Division Echo and Foxtrot, that's that last piece that we fired just a couple of days ago. And with the northeast winds coming Wednesday night, Thursday morning, we really need to get in there and get that 300 foot of mop up, make sure that everything is secure along that line before they get wind tested. Moving up into Ida and Juliet, same thing. We're going to start to get wind tested Wednesday afternoon, so we need to make sure that we've got that 300 foot of mop up all in through there, up into the Lima. We're looking good. We'll wait a second. Sorry about that. I'll have to talk to the air ops in a little bit. So Lima's looking really good in there. We just need to continue to get in there and mop up and secure that line so that when we get wind tested on that in a couple of days, we're prepared for it. Our problem area is going to be this Mike November break over in here. We're looking good on Division Mike. We've gotten in there. We've got direct line around everything in there, with the exception of one little piece right there below the Butts Valley Reservoir. But it's secure. There's not much potential for it to come out of there. The biggest concern is this stuff on the other side of the Caribou. We've got a couple of contingency lines in there. The biggest one that we're working on right now is from DP 110 down into 120. We're going to get in there and get that all prepped and ready in the event that we have to fire it. I hope we don't have to, but we're going to be prepared for that. So with that, we've got a couple of days that we need to get in there and get really engaged and get lots of good wop up in through there so our lines are secure before our wind events. Thank you.
A branch and division roll call.
Good morning, BJ Corey, Resource Unit Leader with Team 1. This will be the branch and division roll call for the West Zone. Branches and divisions both here and at Westwood. When you hear your name, please stand, face the back so everybody can see and hear you. And we will start out with Branch 1. We'll be reporting directly to Operations. Division Alpha, Milton. Here. Butte Fire Suppression Repair, Derby. Here. And McDaniel. Here. Staging is Riley. Branch 5, Vance. Here. Bravo Charlie, Crabtree. Here. Division Echo, Pendel. Here. And Singleton Trainee. Here. Branch 7, Purvis. Here. Division Foxtrot, Edson. Here. And Wright Trainee. Here. Division Golf, White. Here. Branch 9, Baez. India Juliet, Ryan. Lass and Fire Suppression Repair, Hauser. And Denman. Branch 10, Stornetta. In Lima, we have a change that will be Tracy. Division Mike Hale. And Sims Trainee. Lake Almanor Group, Ortega. And the Highway 89 Group, Swope. Thank you, everybody, and have a safe shift.
A couple of quick announcements. If you don't see yourself in the IAP, please check the demob list. If you're on that demob list, please show up at your assigned time and complete the process before you leave base camp. Additionally, from the training tech spec, you see his message on page 44. It is getting to that point in the incident where you need to start closing out, get your 225s in. That way you get credit for this assignment. Air operations.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Hill, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 1. For fixed wing, we'll order as needed. For water dropping helicopters, we have 11 Type 1s and 5 Type 2s. We have some Type 3s for Helco and Recon. And then for night ALS hoist, we have Guard 822 with a frame swap about midday to Guard 820. 0 Delta Foxtrot will be our day hoist, and let's make it a safe shift. Thanks.
Thank you. Communications.
Good morning, Prince Wilkerson, Carmel Trainee, Dixie West Communications. There's been no new clones today. If you're not quite sure if you have the right load, stop by Communications and we'll check on that for you. Please be sure to check the 204 Be sure to check the 204 to make sure that what's the best command for your division. As a reminder, no unassigned channels on the fire today. And if you have any questions or concern, be sure to stop by Communications.
Medical.
Good morning, Mike Brown, Medical Unit Leader. Please turn to page 31 in your IAP. Today we will be closing down CalMat up at Westwood, but there'll still be MERT if you need anything over there. And we do have CalMat here. We have 1 REMS team out on the fire today. We have 2 ambulances, and we have medical line medics throughout the incident. Please take a look at box 6. We keep talking about it. Everybody should know that by now. That's the procedures of what we need in the case of an IWI. And the box on the right is the patient information that we'll need back from you. Have a safe shift.
Safety.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Brad Niven, CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 1 Safety Officer. So today, we've heard it a couple of times, but let's keep ready out there. We're not done with this yet. We're kind of expecting the same thing this afternoon as we had yesterday afternoon. Keep your folks engaged. Company officers, use this opportunity to provide some training to your firefighters on those low probability, high risk incidents that can happen out there on the line. Driving, headlights, seat belts, maintain safe speeds at all times when out there on the roadways. And lastly, COVID, just keep doing what we're doing out there. We're doing pretty good with it. If you're feeling symptomatic, please get in, MERT, CalMat, get tested. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning. Matt Marino, PIO trainee for the Dixie incident. I have some updated stats for you this morning. The Dixie incident is currently 248,820 acres, 35% containment, and there are 5,463 personnel assigned to the incident. Also, your photos are extremely important. It lets the world see the incident through our eyes, but make sure that you're following the social media policy for both CAL FIRE and the feds. So get those pictures over to our trailer so we can vet them. And if you've lost anything, our lost and found is located at the front trailer. Thank you and have a safe shift.
Logistics.
Good morning, Jesse Morris, Logistic. Information, Westwood Camp will be closing Wednesday morning, so the last meal will be breakfast for that MKU. And all resources on Thursday will report to Chico Camp for briefing. Have a safe shift.
Thank you. Final comments from Unified Incident Commander.
Good morning, Luke Kendall, one of the Unified ICs. I just wanted to say thank you for all the hard work. As you guys can see this map, there's a lot of black on it. There is a few places here that still has red that will give us concerns, and as you've heard from IMET and them, that is it continues to be a concern. So what we need you guys to do today is continue with your strong work. Get out there, get those places put to bed so we can turn this back over to the forest and the local units. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, as logistics said, Wednesday morning will be the last briefing up at Westwood. Thursday morning, all resources will report here to Chico for briefing. Breakouts, to my left, your right, Division Alpha, Butte Fire Suppression Repair, against the inside wall staging. Directly across from that, Bravo Charlie, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf. Have a safe shift, turn on your radios and your cell phones.